Hello everyone. Welcome to this 2 hours of orientation session on TCS Codevita 2025. Right. So here today we are going to decode one of the most exciting coding contests in the world. Right. So organized by Tata Consulting Service, also known as TCS. Okay. So Codevita, which is not just about a writing code, it is about applying logic, problem solving, and competing with minds globally. Okay, so by the end of the session you will know everything from eligible like what so eligibility, syllabus, and registration to solve real Codevita problems, right? So over here, what is TCS Codevita? So here, TCS Codevita, which is started in 2012 as a way to promote programming culture among students. Now it has been one of the biggest global coding contest. Students from more than 100 countries participate every year. Okay, if you perform well, you don't just win the prizes, you also get interview calls and job offers from TCS, like especially for TCS digital roles with 7 plus LPA packages and everything. Okay, it is conducted completely online and focuses on real world problem solving, not just syntax memorization. So please remember that. Okay, fine. So what is the eligibility criteria? So here, who and all can apply? Okay, so can you tell me about eligibility criteria? Anyone here? Who can apply? Okay, my voice is very low now. Okay, UG students, 2026 to 2029. Yes. Okay, so here any students currently pursuing graduations or post graduations in any stream of science or engineering, they can apply. Okay, so that means what now, like B Tech, BSc, BCA, M.Tech, MSc, MCA students eligible. Everyone is eligible. Okay, I'll repeat it again. Pursuing graduation or PG, post graduation in any streaming of science or engineering. Okay, that means BE, BTech, BSc, BCA, MTech, MSc, MCA, these are degrees can apply for this role. Okay, and then your expected year of completion should be 2026, 2027, 2028 or 2029. Okay, so what I am telling, please make a note of it, which will be important for you. And you must be from a recognized institute anywhere in the world. Okay, so as even students outside the India can participate. Please remember that. Yes, even students outside the India can able to participate. Okay, now we are entering to the registration process, step by step process that we are going to see here. This is what your URL that we are going to do it. Okay, so just a minute, I'll try to share it. Okay, so this is a URL that you have to register now, open and apply it. Okay, everyone. Visit the website, go to Codevita tcsapps.com. This is the official portal. You will find login and register button at the top right. Okay, this is what your step 1. Okay, right, go to https://codevita.tcsapps.com/ okay. In that you have to give what you could able to find the login and register button at the top right. I hope you guys are doing it right. So next which will be pre-qualified round and then qualified round, grand final. So this is what round they will conduct. Okay, so first step 1 which will be, if you are visiting that website, the login register will be there. So open TCS Codevita website, so go to that login page and click it. Okay, so if you are new to that, you have to register the page. So first step of both new as well as registered users. Here you will find the button on the top right on the home page. Okay, step 2, if I am going fast, please tell me, according to that I could able to. Yes, okay. Step 2 which will be, if you are opening the page, right, so if you are new, click on register. Okay, after registration you will be able to log in anytime. Okay, okay, right. If you are from India, select region. In that, if you are from India, you have to select India based on regions as per from opens. Okay, Okay, so click on register. Please note that once you have completed registration process, you will be able to log in it. Next, you have to select the country based on your region. Next, if you'll get this page, register page. So here, first name, please give your name clearly. Okay, so last name, email id, username. Okay, so please give the detail clearly. Okay, this is what your step 4. Kindly do it parallelly what I'm telling. Step 4, fill in accurate detail your name, your college, degree, and expected graduation year. Okay, how about the policy to see the TCS data policy and everything. Okay, fill account details clearly. Fine. Step 5, if I want to wait, please tell me. Yeah, I'll tell you what is the preparation strategies and everything. Okay. Okay, so step 5, which will be go through the terms and conditions and click accept. Okay, so click here and accept the condition, right? So after that you can able to see the checkbox, click that and configure your OTC, right? Step 6, which will be verify email. So here we are just verify your link will come to your email id, so just click it. Okay, Okay, so in that you will check, you will configure your OTC, which is nothing but one time code. So here you have to set up to one time code authentication using your authenticator app, right? Okay, enter your first OTC generator in the system. So just type it and give submit. Okay, so next, which will be, if you are submitting here, you could able to get the message like this. Okay, so how it will be now, finally fill out your profile and save it. Okay, so updating your profile, which will be main thing. Okay, so your contact number, academic year, institution name, CTDC reference IDs, and nearest TCS location, everything that you need to give, everything which is very very important. Okay, yeah, so your profile should be updated. Okay, please remember that. Fine. Okay, the next, which will be what now, like syllabuses, we are just going to discuss about a syllabus, so which will be your programming languages. Okay, so before that, how many of you have already registered? So if you have not signed up, if you have not updated, please update your profile. Okay, and keep it with you. Okay, right. So now we are going to discuss about your syllabuses. Okay, so this is what actually your syllabus that you are going to prepare. Okay, so Codevita allows you to code in multiple languages. You could able to use C++, Java, Python, right? So Ruby or JavaScript. But in practice, most of you are using Python, C++, and Java. Okay, so these dominates because their balance speed is readability. Okay, and I'm just wanted to show some example code here. I'm just telling you to do sum of the number. Okay, imagine that your input, which will be n equals to 153, 153. Okay, your input is 153. You have to add it, have to print it, which means you have to split the numbers, have to add it, and have to print it. How you will do it? Can you tell me how you can do it? Your input is n value equals to 153. Can you answer this for? Your input is 153. You have to add this number, which means 153. Have to split it, have to add it. How you can able to do it? 153, 1 plus 5 plus 3, output has to 9. Okay, so what is the syntax that I will use? You can use it as what? N value equals to, okay, so n value equals to int of input of, and then we can able to print your value, sum of digits. So sum of map of int comma string of, as like that you can print it. Okay, we can able to convert a number into string, and then we can able to easily split those value, and then we can add it, and then we can print the value. This is what a simple syntax, which is a fast of test, and that is most beginner to pick Python, right? In case you wanted to do the program in C++, now how we have to use? We have to use a while loop for this, correct? Yes. So what first step, what is that? I need to use a header file. The next, I have to use a using namespace standard, right? So I just wanted to standardize my input and output. The next, which will be main function, I have to use a int main, right? So next, which will be what? Int n equals to like int n value, and then have to get n value from the user part. The next I need to declare some value equals to 0 initially. Why I need to declare some value equals to 0 initially? Why I need to declare? Yes, if I'm not declaring in other languages, what will happen na, like initially garbage value will be there, so my value will add up in that. Okay, so that is the reason we were declaring initially some value 0, right? So while of n, inside that sum plus equals to, what I have to do, I need to take a mod 10 to split last digit, correct? Then next what I have to do, I have took the last digit, then next I have to divide the value to get a first two digit. Yes, so n sum plus equals to n like mod of 10, the next line which will be n equals to n divided by 10 to get a first two digit. Again while loop will call, so to go on with an while loop, so what will happen, 15 will come there, so 15 mod 10, the 5 will what 5 is your remainder, that will be added with your sum. So already 3 were there, now 5 will add with 3, now sum value will be 8. Next what will happen, n value divided by equals to 10, so now what will happen, 1 will go there, while of 1 my condition is true, it will come inside 1 mod 10, my value will be 1 only. So already sum value is 8, 8 plus 1 which is 10, right? Sorry, 8 plus 1 which will be 9. Okay, so sum of the digit I will print it. Okay, so this is what actually we will approach the process. Yes, I am just telling only what, yeah. Okay, so many of you have told the answers, which is great. Okay, so this is how we will do the process in C++, correct? So next, if you are entering to data structures, you must be confident with arrays, strings, linked lists, stack queue, trees and graphs, which means all the topics. Okay, so moreover, arrays which will be a continuous memory, correct? Stacks and queues which will be what, last in first out manner, queues which is first in first out manner, and then trees which will be hierarchical data structure, and graph which will be connected relationship, right? So here suppose you just for example I am telling, just listen here. Suppose you need to find the shortest route from one city to another. Okay, that is called what is the approach that we will use there? You need to find the shortest route from one city to another. What is the approach that we will use there? What is the approach that you will use? You have to use a graph. Yes, what you will use there? Okay. Okay, so we have to use a, you'll use BFS or Diksha. Okay, so that is what you need to use it. Okay, if you are going on with algorithms, these are the things that you need to prepare. Okay, so I'll tell you clearly. So for example, they were mentioned quick shot, merge shot. Okay, so all the shorting technique, all the shorting technique that you have to prepare. Okay, so here searching, dynamic programming and greedy method shorting, so everything which is important here. For example, they'll provide you one number, you have to use a sorting method na, like you have, like, what in this question they were mentioned you, so you have to use a particular sorting technique for your code. Okay, so you can like, for example, if they were asking you some merge short na, like simply you are shorted then you are printing it na, which is not, they won't take it you. Okay, so please remember that. As like that, searching. Okay, yeah, so searching we have a two methods, so based on that you have to follow it and then have to prepare it. Okay, yes. For example, here if I'm giving array of 53142, so here what you will do, so array dot short of print array, so only that, this is called sorting. Yes, so if suppose if they were mentioning any particular method na, you have to use the method, please remember that. If you are not using, okay, they won't see your program, don't think that they won't see your program and then they won't check your program. Okay, so only test cases they'll check, no, not like that. Okay, so they'll check your code, they'll check everything. Okay, so what is the logic that you have prepared, they'll check time complexity, space complexity and everything. Please remember that, according to that you can code it. Okay, can you tell me the logic for binary search? Can you tell me the logic for binary search here? Can you tell me the logic for binary search? Okay, so I will tell you the binary search with dry run on board. Okay, so for example, if I'm giving you that one, for example, if I'm giving you the number 13579, so odd numbers in one array, so your x value which will be 7. Okay, you have to search the element in my array. So what you have to do, so low value, high value we have to set, and then after that we have to find the mid value. So from that we have to check if you're from mid value, any like mid value already your x value is there or not. If my x value is there, what I should do in mid, we have to print that found at mid, or else have to check at left side, then after that have to check at right side. This is what the procedure to find your value in the binary search. Am I right? Am I right? So if you are going on with that, what is the meaning of greedy? So what is the meaning of dynamic programming? How we can able to solve bit manipulations and all, how we are converting a normal numbers into bit, and then how recursion have working on it. Without recursion, how we can able to approach it, at finally which will be time and space complexity. If I can run the code at 15 line, if you can run the code, the same code for 10 lines, now obviously they'll go on with you, and then they'll check the parallelly they'll check the time complexity also, time and space complexity, which is important for the particular TCS Codevita. So please remember that. Okay, sorting, searching, dynamic programming, greedy algorithm. In the problem solving, you could able to get bit manipulation, recursion, time and space complexity, they'll check. Okay, yeah, so this is what your next thing. And if you are going on next, mathematics, so first thing which will be mathematical logic forms the code of many Codevita questions. Okay, so number theory, GCD, LCM, prime numbers, and then combination, like, and then next which will be what, like geometry, for example coordinate geometries for problem like on a cube. And then other topic, if you are going on with this, condition statements, exception handling, frameworks and libraries. Okay, so these are the basic understanding questions, and edge case handling and everything. Okay, yeah, right, just make a note of it. Just make a note of it. Once you have done, please tell me, I'll move next. And next, how we can able to approach it now, like we have 4 steps of approaches. Okay, so for code beta questions, first of all you have to understand the question and then identify optimal logic. First read of the question carefully and understand the logic. If you could not able to understood what is there in that now, like please read out your what so like input and output carefully and try to find out the logic from that. Okay, so next thing which will be what now, like write the pseudocode. Okay, so after that try for code. Okay, so these are the 4 step approach, please remember that. Duration which will be 20 minutes. Each step like first of all explaining that each step, understand the problem, identify input and output, break into the parts, logic blocks, write plan, pseudocode, code and optimize. For example, find the first non-repeating character. If I am telling like this, what you have to do, so first of all you have to crack the question clearly. So how we can able to approach it, what are the things that we can able to do it and everything. Okay, yeah, so take I won't tell you take your time, so which will not have there. So please as soon as possible practice, as so many problems in online portals, so according to that only you could able to solve in TCS Codevita contest. Okay, the next which will be what now, preparation tips. So this is what we are just wanted to tell you. The first thing which will be focus on core data structures. Okay, and understand the time and space complexity to optimize solution, daily practice. So these are the things which is major for your TCS code beta. Are you guys are doing it daily basis in lead code or code forces? Are you trying to solve those questions in your IDs? Are you guys are practicing code vita questions or any other platform, lead code, code forces or hackerang, as like that you guys are trying to solve some questions? Yes. Okay, fine. So over here, if you're not have started, please start daily, take a 10 like 2 to 3 questions. Okay, so try to solve those questions. Okay, so which will help you for your career, please remember that. Okay, so participate mock beta simulated contest and practice time management. Okay, so which is 6 hours, 6 to 8 problems were there, you could able to solve that also. Okay, and then the consistency beats intensity, so practice daily 3 to 5 problems on lead code or code forces. Okay, so what is that advice that I can able to give it now? Review the past code beta question. Okay, so focus on the pattern recognitions, track your time per problems, maintain error things which is important. Okay, so take past year questions and start preparing those questions. And parallelly, please solve lead code and course force questions to build your problem solving skills and everything. Okay. The next which will be what na so here I just wanted to give you the tip of what kind of questions they'll ask you and then how it will be. Okay, so first which will be date time, so they'll give you an integer, three integer representing is day, month and year. Determine the date after the certain number of days. Okay, so here how you will approach the question, what I'm telling to you. Date, so given an input of three integers representing year, day, month and year. Okay, you have to determine the date after a certain number of days. How you could able to approach this code? Please respond to me. How you can able to approach this code? So what I am telling, which they were asked in the previous year question, that is the reason. Given an input of three integers representing day, month and year, determine the date after a certain number of days. How, what is your approach here? Not getting any responses. So moreover, they'll ask you the questions as like that. Okay, so that is what the main thing. So that is why I'm asking here how you will approach the code. Fine. The next question which will be elections. Okay, so determine the fact based on the words of supporters and neutral votes for two. Okay, So you have to determine the fake of elections based on, like, fate of elections based on the votes, and supporters and neutrals vote for the two candidates A and B. How you can able to calculate that? Please tell me the logics for this. How you will approach it and everything. What is your approach? How you can able to do that, ma? They won't ask you like how you can able to approach the code and then how it will be. So like what is the meaning of binary search tree? Can you explain that? What is the meaning of shorting technique? They won't ask like this. Okay, so real time scenarios they'll provide you. So for that you need to code it. Okay, yeah. So please remember that. Okay, so real time scenarios they'll give it to you. So for that situation you need to code it. Okay, so that is what actually what their questions. Okay, so next which will be, okay, before going to talk about a mock, so constellations identify the shape of constellations represented by 3 cross 3 block of characters where hash. What you know about mock contest? Participate in a mock Vita simulated contest. Okay, so how it will be now? Like here, we just wanted to practice a time management questions. Okay, so your strength of your main languages and check your code Vita IDs. Limitations are no auto complete and everything. Okay, so you have to, like, if you are practicing more and more, only you could able to solve these kind of questions. So Python were very simple language. So using that, how we can able to approach one problem, then how we can able to solve it. For example, if I'm giving you that any circle were there in my graph. Okay, so if I'm giving you that question, it will take at least 20 minutes to find, like, do the code. Okay, so make sure that the practice should be there for complete your codes. Okay. So ensure that the familiarity with an input and output handling and libraries, what are the libraries that we can able to use it. So not only math and then input output. Okay. So other libraries. Okay. So other extra libraries, what are the things that you needed for the code. Okay. So everything you have to work on it, and then everything which is mandatory for this. Okay, yeah. So supported language version on the code beta portal. So we just wanted to avoid such as things. Okay, so language proficiency, which is very important, right? So please make note of it. Okay, so I have already said you the competition structures and everything, right? So preparation, so you have to practice code problems, like hackerang, lead code, code forces, have to focus on algorithm, data structure and problem solving technique, and then participate in mock contest to simulate your competition environment. And then if you wanted me to talk about the topic, what I have to prepare now, like in data structures, I've already said you that arrays and strings. Okay, so here like simultaneously the contest collect conditions. Okay, you just wanted to solve 8 problems in within has at home or within the timer. Okay, so helps with the time management and stamina, so that please remember that. Okay, so 8 problems, if you are taking it within 8 hours you need to solve it. Okay, so first of all, if you are solving, if you are going on with that, I'm not telling for easy problems, I'm just telling about the data structure problems where you can use the trees and graphs and for that. Okay, now prioritize easy wins. Okay, so scan all questions first and solve one that you are very confident about the secure points, and then leave harder problem for later. Okay, some of you, what you will do now, like you will take harder problem first, and then you could not able to find what is the way, and then how we can able to solve it. If you have got an error in that particular place, you will stop it. Okay, so that is the reason, in the particular place you will forget everything. So that is the reason I'm telling, please take easier question and try to complete everything. Okay, so what I'm telling, you know everything but you won't do it. That is the reason I'm just telling you. Practice platforms, lead code, hackerang, code forces, code chefs. This is, I'm repeating again and again. So focus on medium level problems, which is enough. Okay, so use TCS Codevita past papers if you are available, if available. So they give the best insights into the format. Okay, so here this is what the main thing that I need to tell. And then next, which will be what now, like you have to optimize the problems. Okay, so how we can able to optimize the problems? Can you tell me how we can able to optimize the problems? How we can able to optimize the code? Avoid brute force solutions unless the constraints allow it. Okay, so you have to read the constraints carefully. They'll set the limitation of numbers. For example, one, your n value should be 1 to 45. Now, like according to that, you have to use it. If your input which will be more than 45, you have to print that, enter the number within this range, or wrong input as like that, they will give you some conditions. Okay, so that is the main thing. Okay, the next which will be debugging strategies. How we can able to debug the code? After this, I am going to tell you in this particular topics, particular questions, past year questions. Okay, please remember that. Always test your code with edge cases, empty inputs, max min values and repeated elements. Okay. So please ask like that only if you want, if you can able to check your program. Right. So let's go into the deep. Okay. So for example here, I'm going to tell the number of questions what they were asked the first past year and then possibility questions what they can able to ask you. Okay, yeah. So it covered by algorithmic logicals and math, string data structures and everything. Okay, so types of question they can expect from arrays and strings. First thing which will be find subarrays substrings with special properties. Okay, so find subarray substrings with special properties. Some product palindrome as like that they can ask you. Finding subarray substrings with special properties. Some product palindromes and everything. Okay. So in arrays itself, you could able to hear this question in so many places. Okay. Sliding window technique. Sliding windows and prefix sum. Sliding window, prefix sums, two pointer techniques. Sliding window, prefix sum, two pointer technique. Next which will be rotations, permutations or sequence analysis. Rotations, permutations or sequence analysis. Next which will be mathematical and number theory. So in this mathematical number theory, you could able to expect what are the questions? What are the questions that you can able to expect from mathematical and number theory? Are you guys researching it from Google? No. Prime numbers, factorizations, modular arithmetic. Okay. Prime numbers, factorizations, modular arithmetic. The basic questions. Okay. So GCD, LCM, modular exponentiations. GCD, LCM, modular exponentiations. Counting, permutation, combinations, arrangements. Permutation, combinations and arrangements. If you're focusing on dynamic programming, I hope you guys are noting it down, right? dynamic programming, so which will be a classical DP, right? So here Fibonacci and knapsacks, coin changes, these are the basic things, and matrix path, min and max cost problems and subsequence problems. Okay, so these are the kind of question they could able to ask you. I'll repeat again: classic of DP, Fibonacci, knapsack, coin changes, and matrix paths, min and max cost problems, and subsequence problems and everything. Okay, please make note of it. Searching and sorting. So searching and sorting, which is very important topic, as I already told it to you. Binary search problems on sorted arrays are search spaces. Binary search problems on sorted arrays are search spaces. Next. Quick shot, merge shot understanding. Problem solving using sorting plus greedy approaches. Problem solving using sorting and greedy approaches. Next, which will be okay. So graph and tree problems. In this DFS traversal, which is important. Shortest path connected to the components, which is important, and tree traversal technique. You guys know about the pre-order, in-order, post-order, right? Yes. Yes. So that simple graph algorithm with adjacency like list and matrices, you have to prepare it. Okay. And logical puzzles. Okay, so in these puzzles, you guys need to focusing on riddles. Okay, pattern deduction sequences and puzzles like questions with constraints. Okay, time and space constraints, grid matrix traversal challenges. Okay, so these are the things which is important. puzzles, you need to focusing on it. So logical riddles, okay, so puzzles like questions with constraints, and grid and matrix traversal challenges, right? Make a note of it. Next, optimization, which is very very important. Like I'm just repeating that. So time complexity matters. If I'm doing the codes like O of n power 2, it might be like your n value should be like O of 10 to the power of 5. Okay, you have to optimize into O of 10, like n power of 2. Okay, so as like that, you need to convert your code into that best optimizing way, and then have to convert your convert their code into what given time complexity. Okay, so learn how to convert your algorithm effectively, right? Algorithms and data structures. So hash maps, sets, stacks, queues, heaps, these are the things which is important. So master arrays, strings, hash maps, sets, stacks, queues, and heaps. Okay. So we just wanted to learn sorting algorithm and their applications. Sorting algorithm and their applications. Where we are applying, where we are using in real world. Okay, how can you able to use it? Right. So how they were back in how they were built that. Okay, so that's like that. Real world. If you are taking an array, where we have applied in real world and how it is working on it. Okay, so as like that, they'll prefer questions. So you according to that, you need to practice it. Next, understand binary search on arrays and monotonic function. Okay, so understand binary search on arrays and monotonic functions. Like if you wanted to talk about graph now, like only BFS, TFS traversal and tree algorithm, how we can able to build it, you need to prepare it. Okay. So based on DPs is must knapsack and LIS, LCS, knapsacks and LIS, LCS, minimum path of sum, minimum path sum, knapsack, LIS, LCS, minimum path sum. let's do the code here. For example, here I am going to open online compiler. Let's go on with Python. Okay, I'm going to do the code in maximum subarray sum. Okay, so first what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to declare your array value. Array equals to 1 comma minus 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma minus 1 comma 2 comma 1 comma minus 5 comma 4. Okay, so here we have declared. Okay, so what is the optimization way that we can able to use it? We are just going to use a brute force approach. Check all possible subarrays in the nested loop. So time complexity which will be O of n power of 2 time complexity. Yes, so once explain, like going to explain that, I will do the code. Okay, now next what I'm going to do now, I'm just calling the function inside your print. So print of here maximum sub array sum. Okay, so maximum sub array sum here, comma, the function which will be maximum sub array. Okay, sub array of, I'm just going to pass your array value to the function. Okay, so for easy understanding, I'm just defining a function at the top. Okay, so define your function, so which is maximum sub array of array. So inside that we have to initialize the variable, right? So for first thing what we have to do, we just wanted to maximum sum found so far. So for that I need to declare your maximum value equals to, initially I'm just taking it is your first index value here. Next which will be your current value. So current value equals to, as like that, your first index value. Okay, so two value that we have taken. So maximum value also the first value. So we'll update in this for loop. Each time whenever we were founding your maximum sum, we'll change the value. So max, which is keyword, I'm just taking it as maximum here. Okay, so maximum and then array of 0 and then current value array of 0 initially that we have declared. Now we need to traverse an array value, right? So now what we have to do, for I in range of 1 comma length of array. So we have initially we have stored your 0th value here. So that is the reason I have started from 1 here. The next what we have to do, we just want to, if your current sum plus array of I value is worse, then we have to a of I itself. Okay, so then we have to store itself, start new subarray. Correct? Yes, your current value equals to max of array of I comma current plus array of I. We just wanted to take what we have stored in like, imagine that here your value which will be 5. Okay, right? So what is the value here? 1. Okay, so here also 1. What will happen? Your array of I value which will be what here? 1. Sorry, ith position which will be minus 2, comma your current position which will be 1 plus minus 1, obviously 0. So what is that? I value will move to the current. Now what is the value of current here? 1. Okay, so now current value which will be 1, the value will get changed. After that what we have to do, we need to update the value. Correct? So maximum equals to max of, we need to check with both value, max, maximum, comma, your current value. Okay, so which is maximum, that we will store it. Okay, at the end what we have to do, we need to return your maximum value. So here how we have approached now, like let's run the code, then I'll tell you. Yes. Okay, so here what we have done it, what I need to do it, what I need to do it, what I have to do it here. Maximum subarray is built-in function of max. What is the answer? How we can able to solve this? We have to return maximum. Yes. Now your maximum value, which will be 9. Right. So how we have actually, what we have done it here? What we have done it here? We have used brute force approach. We just wanted to check all possible subarrays nested loops O of n to the power of 2 times. So, which is easy but inefficient for large arrays, correct? Yes. We just wanted to optimize the approach of, what is that? Kadeni's algorithm. So, keep track of your current subarray sum. So, what will happen at each step? We just wanted to decide start new subarray or continue current one. Yes. We just wanted to each step we need to update your maximum sum found so far. Yes. So the complexity which will be O of n. Okay. Very fast even for large arrays. Got it? Yes. Why this is I have told it to you now. We can able to identify repeated computation sum of subarrays in brute force, and then they able to see the dynamic programming here. You could able to see the dynamic programming here. Okay, so we could able to trade off between your efficient solution. That is the reason I have told it to you. Okay, yeah, it is clearly demonstrate optimization. Okay, so inefficient of O of n to O of n. Okay, right? This is how you need to find out your optimizing solutions. Make a note of it. Now we can see things out, right? I'll show you one more program how we can able to do it. Okay, same in Python. Or okay, so next I'll explain to you in C++. Okay, so it will take time for this. Okay, so now I'm just going to explain to you the question, which will be two sum. So given an array of integer, the target sum have to find the indices of the two numbers that add up to the target. Okay, so what I have to do, so you know that the header file should be as include of IO stream. The next I'm just going to use a vector here. Vector. Okay, so next using namespace standard. The next which will be your main function, int main of. So inside that we just wanted to use a vector of int of numbers equals to, inside that I'm just giving it as 2 comma 7 comma 11 comma and 15. Okay, this is what your inputs. Then after that your target, which will be equals to 9. Then I'm just using another vector here for result, which will be also integer. Result equals to, I'm just calling in a function that is 2 sum of, we have to pass your num and then target to the function. Okay, so we just passed it. Fine. So after passing it, let me write other terms. So we have called the function, right? So now what we have to do, which is the vector value. So vector of int to sum of constant vector of int and num comma int your target. Next which will be, so which is unordered value, correct? It stores a number in the indexes. Okay, so we just wanted to map those value. That's the reason we are just using unordered map of int comma int. So inside that what we have to do, so num underscore index. Okay, and now what we have to do, we have to use a for loop to traverse your finding a do sum, right? So for int I equals to 0 and I less than num size and I yes plus. Inside that int complement equals to your target minus num of I. Okay, so if you are getting a value, if of your num underscore your index value dot find of complement, so which is not equals to of num underscore index dot end of. So inside that we have to return your num underscore index complement, right, comma your I value. Okay, after that once we have done with this, we need to update your num index. Correct is num underscore your index value of num of I value, which will be equals to of ith position, right? And finally, if it is not anything that we didn't do anything, like you could able to return your empty. No solution have found now. We just wanted to return empty. Okay, so here we have returned empty, right? So if of not result dot empty, so inside that cout of indices colon result of 0. Okay, yes, the next which will be comma result of 1. Next end. Okay, right, so or else cout no solution found. Okay, so once we have done with this, we have to give your return 0. If it is not giving also, it will work. Let's find out any error by there or not. Yes, we have an error. Okay, so let me check this. Okay, we need to use a header file hash include of unordered map. Let me run the code again. Yes, num was not declared. Okay, so we have declared nums here. Result dot empty. which will be 0 and 1. We have got an output. Okay, so if you want to show me the full code now, like it's possible, not possible. Here actually what we have done it now, we have used a nested loop. Okay, so O of n power 2 slow for large arrays. Okay, so optimized approach which will be hash mapping. Sorry, which will be what now, like store numbers already seen in the unordered map. So for each number check if complement exists O of 1 or not. Overall complexity O of n is very fast for larger n values. Okay, right? So we have used a hash map for faster lookups and then avoiding repeated calculation and transforms logic into efficient code, right? So this is what your approach here. What are the things that we have used it now? Arrays and dynamic programming and traversal. These are the things that we have used it. Got it? Yes, got it? Okay, please make a note of it. Just note down what are the approaches that I have done it, and then how we can able to optimize the solution. What I have said to you, everything, please make a note of it, and please remember what are the things that you need to prepare. Okay. Sorry. Okay. This is what actually that we wanted to discuss. So in this if you're using an external sources like URL and then like logarithm, so everything which is there. Okay, so write clean modular code that you are make debugging it. Okay, so please don't use other platforms, they'll use a logarithm to check your code. Okay, and then we just wanted to we just wanted to discuss about the importance of attributing code for external sources, and then explain how to use and like how to practice URL to avoid plagiarism and everything. Write clean modular code. So discuss the like how how we can able to write a clean modular code, and then how we can able to practice the code. So if you are taking a sum of the number, how we can able to do in better way and everything. Okay, yeah, right? So any another important aspects which will be writing in a clean modular code And then now let's work on with the simple exercise we have done with this, right? So I like here now. Okay, so now take a reviews of takeaway from our discussion today. So we just wanted to cover the importance of proper code attributions, writing cleans a modular core, understanding the Codevita interfaces and saving code locally. Do you have any questions in this? Yes. If you have, you can ask me in the chat. Okay. And then other than this, the Codevita interfaces lacks of features like autocomplete and then test debugging, practice writing, previous questions and everything were there. Okay, so save your code locally and prevent loss if browser is closed automatically, or if you are attending this in your college, please plan according to that, the network and everything. Okay, so next wish will be what? Sorry, Nalik, sorry for that. Mathematical and logics. Okay, so brush up on mathematical concepts like geometries and number theory and cubic square roots and what a logarithmic and everything. Okay, so we just wanted to you won't do the direct question, but in between some like in between in that array subarray sum. Okay, is asked like that they could able to ask you. Okay, and then stay updated on your platforms, how it is working on it. I mean, profile updation and everything. Okay, so dates, time slots, guidelines, any updates, anything they were changing it or not. Okay, so any updates. Okay, so based on your TCS exam, any update. So please be updated and then please daily basis work on. Okay, so if you are taking if you're starting preparation today itself, you could able to crack that. Okay, please remember that. If you have any doubt in this, you could able to ask me. Okay, I'll give you 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes of time. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. So after that, I just wanted to give you a small tip. Okay. Anyone you want me to ask something? Please ask me now itself. I'll tell you what are the platform that you can able to prepare it. So online coding platform, now obviously Lead Code, HackerRank, Code Forces and Geeks for Geeks, Code Chef. So in this Lead Code offers that vast collections of coding challenges and interview practice problems. If you are taking HackerRank, provides coding challenges in various programming language and domains. Okay, and then Code Forces a popular platform for competitive programming and contest. Okay, and Code Chef, which is offers like practice problems and contest and educational resources were there in Code Chef. And then Geeks for Geeks now like only the learning purposes and then tutorials, data structure algorithms, and then past code beta problems were there in Geeks for Geeks. Okay, and then preparation resources if you are taking it. Codevita official website were there. They were provided previous year question, solution and test cases in that. Okay. You could able to take that, you could able to prepare that. Fine. So next thing which will be what now, like prepping stuff. In this prepping stuff, offer study materials, practice questions and mock test for Codevita were there. Alright, so you could able to take that and then you could able to prepare that, right? And then Nakuri code 360 were there. So same thing, mock test series and code challenges for Codevita preparation, everything was there. So I have told you 3 platforms, the TCS Codevita official website and Prepinsta and Nakuri code 360. Okay, yeah. Courses and tutorials, if you're asking me now, like basically Coursera offers courses, data structure, algorithm, competitive programming and everything is there. edX is there, EDX. Coursera, edX provides courses on computer science programming and Udemy. Udemy, you know that, right? So offers courses on data structures, algorithm and competitive programming also they were providing it. Okay. And then you have to practice some mock interview now, like TCS Codevita mock test series with it. You can practice more questions in that. You can able to simulate the actual contest environment. You can able to get it. If you are solving in this, it will help you. Okay, yeah. Right. The next which will be what now? Previous year questions. Previous year questions like understanding the pattern difficulty level and everything that you can able to take it. These are the things I just wanted to tell you. Okay. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Now we have only 2 minutes. No? Can you please ask me in English? If you have any doubt, please ask me in English. Okay. So that 2 hours of journey through TCS Codevita, we learned how we can able to registrations and syllabus strategies, problem solving and real examples, right? So please remember that, and consistency which is matters more than talent. Okay, so if you code daily for 90 minutes, you can clear Codevita confidently. Okay, yeah. So stay tuned for next live session and mock problems. Fine. So thank you guys. Keep coding and all the best for Code Beta 2025. Thank you all.